The Education Act, Second Schedule, Constitution and Procedure of Educational Boards. 1. Constitution. Each educational board shall consist of not less than 7 persons and shall bear such name as the minister may direct. So you should have no less than 7 persons in an educational board. 2. Appointment of members. The members of each educational board shall be appointed by the minister and, subject to the provisions of this schedule, shall hold office for such period not exceeding 3 years as the minister may determine, and shall be eligible for reappointment. 3. Chairman and Vice Chairman. The members of each educational board shall annually appoint a chairman and a vice chairman from among their number. 4. Resignations. Any member of an educational board other than the chairman may resign his office by an instrument in writing addressed to the minister and transmitted through the chairman, and from the date of the receipt by the minister of such instrument. By receipt of the minister of such instrument, such member shall cease to be a member of such educational board. The chairman of an educational board may at any time resign his office by instrument in writing addressed to the minister, and such resignation shall take effect from the date of the receipt by the minister of such instrument. Okay, so any member of the board may resign by writing to the minister and transmit it through the chairman. So they write to the minister, but they send this communication to the chairman, and then the chairman would forward it to the Minister of Education. But if the chairman wants to resign, the chairman would have to write directly to the Minister of Education. All right. Revocation of appointments. The minister may at any time revoke the appointment of any member of an educational board if he thinks it expedient to do so. Temporary appointments. In the case of the absence or inability to act of any member of an educational board, the minister may appoint any person to act temporarily in the place of such member. Member leaving the island. Where the chairman of an educational board proposes to leave the island temporarily, or where any other member notifies the chairman in writing that he proposes to leave and to be absent from the island for a period specified in the notification, the chairman shall so inform the minister stating the proposed period of absence. Any member of an educational board who leaves the island without complying with this requirement, with the requirements in this paragraph, shall in ipso facto vacate his seat. So yes, this means shall can be considered as having vacated his seat. What is this consideration, temporary or permanent? Well, I guess it will be temporary. The seat would be vacant. while the person is overseas. Forfeiture of membership. Any member of an educational board who fails to attend 3 consecutive meetings of such board without excuse acceptable to the board shall cease to be a member thereof. Alright. Filling of vacancies. But it probably would be considered any member who leave the island without complying. Back to this here. Probably that vacation of their seat is considered permanent, and somebody else can fill their seat. But anyway, we move on. Filling of vacancies. If any vacancy occurs in the membership of any educational board, such vacancy shall be filled by the appointment of another member who shall, subject to the provisions of the schedule, hold office for the remainder of the period for which the previous member was appointed. So, however, that such appointment shall be made in the same manner and from the same category of persons, if any, as the appointment of the previous member. Gazetting of appointments. The name of each educational board and the names of all members thereof shall, as soon as practicable, after such board is first constituted, be published in the Gazette, and every change in the membership thereof shall be so published. So, this publication might be made the Jamaica Information Service program on their website, on some printed material, or whatever. Procedures and meetings. 1. Subject to the provisions of this paragraph, such educational board may make bylaws for the conduct of its business, the regulation of its proceedings, and at times and places of its meetings. But no such bylaws shall have effect unless and until it has been approved by the minister. So the bylaw would be the rules or the regulations made by the commission itself. Alright? So we continue. The chairman of an educational board may at any time call a special meeting of the board, and shall call such meeting within 14 days of a requisition for that purpose addressed to him by any 5 members of the board. 3. So that was 2. 3. The chairman of the educational board, or in his absence, the vice chairman, shall preside at the meeting of the board, and in the case of the absence of both the chairman and the vice chairman, the members present and constituting a quorum shall elect a temporary chairman from among their number. For the quorum of each educational board shall be 5, including the chairman or any other member presiding at the meeting. 5. The minister may be represented at any meeting of an educational board by such persons as he may authorize to represent him at meetings, and such persons may take part in the proceeding of the board at the meeting, but shall not vote on any matter. Okay, so the minister may be represented by a member, but that member, so the minister can send somebody to represent them, but that person cannot vote. They may take part but not vote. All right. 6. Each educational board may delegate to any member of the committee thereof the power and authority to carry out on its behalf such duties as such educational board may determine. Okay. Minutes. Minutes in proper form shall be kept of the proceedings of each educational board. Remuneration of members. There shall be paid to the chairman and any other member of each educational board such remuneration, whether by way of honorarium, salary, or fees, and such allowances as the minister may determine. So this word, I looked it up, honorarium, is really payment given for services that would normally be done free, but you still pay the person anyway. Office of chairman and members, not public offices. The office of a chairman or member of an educational board shall not be a public office for the purpose of Chapter 5 of the Constitution of Jamaica. We'll look at the third schedule in another video.